Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July 15th, and boy, we've got a big day ahead of us today. It's a tough 13-mile climb to get from here to Sonora Pass, and so we're getting an early start. It's 6:30 in the morning right now. Give you a quick pan around here. This is where the campsite. This was the campsite that we set up last night at 10:30 when we got here. So kind of a sparse, barren place. Obviously have it all to ourselves. There's a water source probably a couple hundred yards away from here right now. So, but it's going to be a long, tough day. And as I've said several times before this, we ate the last of our food last night. So it's also going to be a pretty hungry day. But we're tough. We'll make it, and I'm sure the reward at the end in the form of double helpings of hamburgers, that's from Goldilocks, will be worth the sacrifice. Hey, taking a quick breather here. We've covered 1.5 miles already. That's the good news. Bad news is, even though it's only about 8:15, the sun is already incredibly hot. The shade right now is great, but we know as we get up higher, we're going to lose that shade, and it's going to be, whew, it's going to be a bitch hiking. So, but anyway, 1.5 miles down, only 11.5 to go. Just taking one last short break before we start climbing up the steep hill here. It's 3.5 miles from where we are right now to the top of this pass, and about a 1,500 foot elevation gain. May not sound like a lot over 3 miles, but you hike it and tell me if it's steep or not. So Goldilocks back behind me, getting charged up with water. That's another bad thing, is that after we leave this little creek that we're sitting beside, the next water is 10.5 miles away. So we're gonna have to be packing some water up that steep hill with us. So, and let me see, well, I'll take another view of where we're headed shortly so you can see what the terrain looks like. Well, here's a little different view of where we're getting ready to go right now. That mountain in front of us, there, you can't see it in the camera, it's too far away, but there are switchbacks going all the way up the top of that peak. So a second thing you might notice is that there's no trees up there. So that means the whole hike is going to be made under the glaring sun. And notice for the 60th day in a row, no clouds in the sky. Yeah, heaven forbid there should be a cloud in the sky to block the sun out for more than 30 seconds. Anyway, whew, tired just thinking about it. Alright, we're right here at a trail junction, and if I come over here and zoom in, you can probably see the trail that goes across that mountainside right there, all the way over there, and way the hell up there, switchbacks on top. I'm happy to report that is not the PCT. The PCT actually goes that away, but up an equally steep and long climb with no shade. However, you can probably hear the wind blowing through the mic right now, and normally I curse the wind, but out here in the hot sun with no shade, the wind is actually giving us a lot of relief, so thank God for small favors. Okay, only 1.5 miles to go to the top. Let's check on Goldie. Yeah, here she comes, up behind me, powering along. We made it to the top. Goldie is happy.
Best thing in the world right now.
Yeah, it's sitting on the snow eating handfuls of it, trying to cool off. We came up the steep hill. Let me zoom. There's the trail there, and you can just see where it follows. Whoops, follows the contour of those hills all the way out. I'm not sure how far you can see it because I can't see crap in the viewfinder because of the sun, but anyway, yeah, the trail, basically side hills all the way out there as far as you can see. Yay. So I've been telling you that we ran out of food last night, but we got here to the top of this pass and I'm starving, so I rooted around in my food bag, and this is what I found. The remnants of a red onion that I haven't eaten yet, about 1/4 block of moldy cheddar cheese, and an almost empty jar of peanut butter, and a single tortilla. So let's make lunch. There now, doesn't that look delicious? Let's eat. Okay, here goes. Peanut butter, onion, and cheddar cheese. I may have invented a new delicacy. Better than you think, especially when you're starving. Okay, well, we're only about 8 miles away from ending this section of the trail, and after that we're looking forward to some good home-cooked food, or at least hot-cooked food. Goldilocks, what's your favorite thing to eat as soon as you get off trail?
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
What I always look forward to.
Me too. And who makes the best hamburgers that you've ever had?
Actually, the Hoodoo Cafe in Harvard, Idaho.
The Hoodoo Cafe, yep. I know that place. Owned by our good friends, Mike and Lori Lucas, and their kids, Asia and Ryan. What's your favorite dish?
I would have to say the chili burger.
I would agree. They make the best chili burgers I've ever had.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you got a hamburger bun with not 1 but 2 1/4-pound patties of fresh, never frozen beef on top of it. A very generous helping of chili on top of that, with onions, tomatoes, cheese, and then also a big helping of either French fries or tater tots, whichever you prefer. And it's all for less than $10. I mean, for less than $10, you can't find a deal like that anywhere else.
And I usually can't finish the whole thing.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I have to struggle to finish the whole thing, and I've got an appetite like nobody's. And if you're super hungry, they actually have a Bigfoot hamburger, which is 1 pound of fresh ground beef on top of a giant, like almost plate-sized bun. And not even I can finish that. That's like a meal for 2 people. But if you're not into hamburgers, they've got a bunch of other stuff on the menu.
Amazing pizza.
Great, yeah, fantastic.
Huge, thick, loaded pizzas.
Yeah, a large pizza will easily feed a family of 4, and you'll probably bring some stuff home. So, I I know it sounds like we're doing an infomercial here, and we kind of are, because as probably as everybody knows, this COVID virus pandemic has been really, really hard on small businesses, especially small restaurants. So I'm asking anybody who lives in the Idaho Panhandle, Moscow, Pullman, even Coeur d'Alene or down south in Lewiston, come on up and show some love to the Hoodoo Cafe in Harvard. They have very, very good homemade food. So again, a big shout out, lots of love to Mike and Lori. Thanks for watching our channel. And please, if any of you guys go in there for the first time, tell them that you heard about the place on our channel. They'd like to know that too. So anyway, enough of the commercials. We're gonna get back to hiking. Thanks. Yeah, I'm a big fan of unintentional irony, especially in signs. And if you can read this one, it says, "No fires above 9,000 feet." Okay. No fires. Tell you what, unless you're planning on burning this particular sign, I'm not sure what you're going to use for firewood. But thanks for letting us know anyway. Well, if you ever wanted to know what it was like to go backpacking on Mars, here it is. This is Mars. Can't help but be genuinely shocked at the transformation that the landscape has undergone in the past 60 or 70 miles. When we started out from Kennedy Meadows, we were surrounded by mountains that were literally one solid piece of rock. I mean, that's all it was, one solid mountain of rock. But now, here, I'm climbing a mountain that's nothing but pure shale. I mean, look at this trail here. The trail. Look down below me as far as you can see. And up above me, as far as you can see, it's just a huge mountain, or several mountains, or a bunch of mountain range, I guess, of giant shale. Most of the pieces aren't much bigger than 6 inches across. A lot of them are smaller than that. So again, expressing my interest in, or my ignorance of geology. I don't know what type of geologic forces this section of the mountains was exposed to that would cause it to just consist of nothing but small, fractured, fragmented rock. It's I mean, the largest rock isn't more than a foot in diameter at the most. Anyway, it's hard to walk on though. Man, it breaks your knees and ankles up like crazy. Goalie, what do you think? Yeah, I understand. So right in front of us, we got a big snow field. I'm not sure how far it goes across, but you can see there's the PCT going across here and right to that corner, but then it goes all the way back up right underneath that giant cliff face there. It goes all the way right at the base of that cliff, right up into that notch right there. See that notch? Right there's a notch. It looks like a place if you slip, it'll be the last thing you ever do. Here's another view of that. That's the back view of the snowdrift we just came down. About 150 yards long. And that's where we're going. Ah yes, and one final view here of the entrance to Mordor. And over here, the hidden staircase that leads up to Shelob's lair up there in the notch. We had better be ready to defend ourselves. Well, the clouds that we were making fun of earlier have turned into thunder clouds. It's been dripping rain on us. We've had non-stop thunder for probably well over an hour now. So, really hope we can get to Sonora Pass before we end up getting either struck by lightning or drowned out by a thunderstorm. Heading up into the notch. This place is no joke. One slip here and you end up all the way down there. And you've got a foot wide trail. Well, there's the home stretch down to just about 1 mile from Sonora Pass. You pan around. We never did get rained on today. A lot of thunder. Look at these ominous looking clouds there. I'm sure that those things have a name, but to me they just spell trouble. So I'm glad we're getting out of the mountains just in time. And pan around here. Goldilocks is probably behind me 5 minutes, somewhere up in there. Right, there it is at last. The highway we've been making for Sonora Pass. Hallelujah. See the trail actually goes down below me, and for some reason snakes all the way up the valley. It goes across there and right up to there. There's a car parked there and some people standing around. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they were waiting to give me a ride into Kennedy Meadows? I'm not gonna hold my breath, but maybe. Well, the highway is about 100 yards below me. I can look down and see it off to my left. And this is a 13.5 mile day for us. Took 11 hours from the time that we left camp this morning at 7:30. It's 6:30 p.m. now. Longest day since we left the desert, well over a month ago. I can't remember last time we put in more than 13 miles in one day. This is definitely the hardest. A lot of climbing, a lot of rough trail. We are both totally exhausted, but we're looking forward to the promise of lots and lots of food when we get to Kennedy Meadows. Don't pick up hitchhikers. Well, it took us an hour and a half to get a ride from Sonora Pass down to the Kennedy Meadows turnoff. And it's about 10 after 8 right now. And and the walk from the Kennedy Meadows turnoff, or where it gets off the highway, the actual, I guess, store and restaurant itself is a mile. So this is when I thought we were done walking for the day and we were finally going to get a chance to relax and eat a hot meal. We have to slog our backpacks another mile to the store. I mean, it's only a mile, but still, after the day we've had, well, actually it's 8 o'clock, so that means we're at 12 and a half hours of hiking this today. So I think that's enough for one day. Okay, well, here it is. Kennedy Meadows North. I can tell you, this place is nothing like Kennedy Meadows South. This place is, we got tons and tons of campers here, RVs. Let's see here, there's a store, lobby, it says there, and then dining on the end, which is what we're interested in, because we are beyond hungry. But they've got little cabins and things around here you can rent. Bunch of cabins over here you can rent. So anyway, let's get in and get some food. Enough for today. Okay, here's our dinner. Chili burgers. Chili burger. Chili burger. You might wonder why there's 3 of them here. That's because we're each gonna eat one and then split the second one. That's how hungry we are. I'm sorry to say, not nearly as good as the ones at the Hoodoo, but considering that we came off of 8 days in the mountains eating ramen bombs, these are delicious.